Myers update and Resonance update, starting off with ticker symbol MYE with the price action. We are bleeding today again for like the third day in a row. We're down 1.5% almost. Guys, this is pretty much the story that I'm going to be telling today with Myers. Kid, look at the RSI. We're literally in the gold. We're golden right now, which, you know, this little golden shading, that means that means we're oversold, which indicates it's an amazing time to buy. If we go out to the 4-hourly chart here and actually zoom out, let me full screen this for you. Actually, let's just go to the daily, honestly. All right, we've been uptrending for a long time. Now, I mean, more than a year, right? I mean, well, okay, a long time. Okay. We just broke this ascending trend line here, but guess what? We still have this one. So if we were actually to pull all the way back to $17, right, I don't think that's going to happen. But if we do, we're still going to be, we're still going to have a nice, strong support there. We still have all the golden crosses. We're oversold right now. This company, yes, we missed on earnings. We missed by a lot on earnings, but we actually beat on revenue. So it's not all bad. It's really not. And obviously, the CEO has said that the stock is going to $50 in a couple of years. He said in a couple of years, he said I wouldn't be surprised if we were at $50 or something like that. Okay, I don't know the exact quote. Okay, and the CEO is also awesome. The CEO, their old CEOs, they're just getting by. They're making enough money. This CEO wants to acquire companies. He wants to grow the company. He wants to be a very prominent and important company, a lot more than they are now. And what does that mean for shareholders? That means a higher stock price, which is all we care about, really. Honestly, okay, if we're being honest. All right, so yeah, on the day, Myers is down 1% right now. So let's look at the Bollinger Bands on the daily. Middle Bollinger Band is trading at 22 flat almost. We are currently trading at 1932. That tells you how much upside there is. We are literally at the very bottom. We were literally on the bottom Bollinger Band right now, almost. We basically are. What happens when you touch the bottom or top Bollinger Band? They act as support and resistance. What happened the last time? We got rejected. What happened the time before that? We got rejected. Okay, the Bollinger Bands are very good indicators, and it's really simple, right? When you see something go down a ton, and it's a good company, it's a good time to buy. When you see something go up a ton, it's time to take some profits, maybe, right? A little bit at least, right? So these Bollinger Bands is a really clear indication as to what to actually do. Also, guys, I want to show you something. Look at the volume. All right, yeah, it's pretty ugly, isn't it? It's pretty ugly, but actually, it's really not. Let's look back on this day, right? This volume, it's like there's way more volume here and way down here, right? Look at the percent, look at the drop. This is like a 20% drop, 25% drop in a 3-4 trading days. With these other candles that are way more volume, there's not much of a drop. So what does this mean? This can mean a couple things. Without getting too speculative, I would just say that the volume is not matching up and justifying the price decrease, in my opinion. That's definitely clear to me. Taking a look at the MACD, it's looking brutal. Let's look at the 4-hourly. Brutal. Okay, there's nothing. We haven't had any really. Okay, on the hourly with the MACD is actually, okay, this shows you how irrational this stock kind of is. Okay, the hourly MACD, the signal line is actually below the orange MACD line, right? This is an irrational stock. Okay, this is a very, very weird stock. But that's what we're looking at as far as the technicals. Let's look at some fundamentals for Myers. Short volume ratio. Okay, so let me explain this. The short volume ratio is how many shares in the volume, in like the daily average volume that have been traded short. Now, whether that's them opening up new short positions or buying back and covering their shares, that's not clear. But what we do know is that 20% of the market volume is being traded short. So we can assume that a lot of them are going to be taking profits and buying back and covering because we're very oversold right now. If they held, obviously this stat is not up to date, right? Look at this, okay? 3 days ago is when this was updated, right? Okay, let me go ahead and refresh this so I can show you for sure, okay? If we can refresh it, okay? Can we refresh it? No. Okay. This is how my computer is sometimes. Okay, let's just move on until that updates. Institutional ownership, 147%. All right, it's not 147%. If we look down here, let's see if we can get any information down here. Okay, people are adding March 10th, 8th. Okay, we have a lot of adding. Okay, so that's good. That's bullish. But let's see if this updated. Okay. All right, it finally did. Okay, so there you go. So it was last updated on the 12th, right? That's when they got. That's what this information. That's where it's from. When it's from. So there's a high chance that not all of these shorts have covered yet. And let's just assume that. Let's just be really conservative and say that half of this, or let's just say that 10 or 15% of of this volume is actually people who have not sold back yet, who've not bought back yet, excuse me, and covered their share. So let's assume like 10-15% of the shares have been sold short and not yet covered. Now, if you're not familiar with with how shorting works and everything, I would recommend you just go look that up real quick. I'm not going to explain the whole process here, but let's just assume 10-15% of this volume has been sold short on Myers. A lot of them are going to be covering right about now because they've already made a lot of money, and we're basically at a support level right now. We've seen some support in this 1929, 1931 area. Right now we're at 1937. So this is, in my opinion, this is a really good buying opportunity, and I can be totally wrong. And we can literally, if we look at the daily chart, a couple months ago we were at $12, $13, right? So you know, last year, right? Last year exactly, we're at $6, right? So this has been a slow climb relatively, but not really though. A year, 4x in a year, right? Now it's less than a 4x, but it was a 4x from $6. Um, but that's a lot of that's a big increase. And obviously, when I saw this dip in here, I went ahead and picked it. I bought in way up here. I bought in way too early. I'm down. Let's see how much I'm down exactly. Wow, the markets are bleeding. Wow, my account went from like I lost $400 like in a couple minutes. That's how volatile the markets are, and that's how much the Nasdaq can screw you. But anyways, yeah. Let's see how much I'm down on Myers. 7%. 7% down on Myers. Yeah, it's not a huge position. It's more of like a hedge because Myers is not going to be a quick double up in my opinion. Although it has been, if you got this a year ago, you'd be up, 4x almost, right? But this is an amazing entry point in my opinion. Kate Finviz, institutional ownership 91%. This one, Kate, I don't know. I don't know what Finviz and Finta.io on some of these stocks. They just I don't know how they get this information really. Okay, checking Yahoo Finance. Okay, look at this. Okay, ex dividend date, March 17th. That's when you must have a position in the stock to receive those dividends, and the dividend yield is okay. I think it's actually. I don't think it's that high. I think it's like 14 cents a share, which is not, it's not that insane. But yeah, if you want some dividend, if you want to just throw a ton of your portfolio in this, just get in, take your dividends, right? It's going to be, it's not a ton, right? But you get money for each share that you have in, and and there you go. You'll be making some free money there. So yeah, that is going to be representing some more bullish sentiment for the stock. So you got earnings coming up, you got the ex dividend date coming up. We're extremely oversold. The valuation is looking pretty attractive compared to where we were a couple of weeks ago, right? We beat on revenue. This whole sell off is just because revenue, or just because earnings, excuse me, and they beat on revenue. They're going to be acquiring companies. They're going to be acquiring one company pretty soon, I believe. No one knows for sure. No one knows exactly, right? But yeah, they're going to be acquiring a company pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. But let's go to Resonant. Okay, this one. I have one share. I have one share in this company. Okay, I was going to grab more, and now it looks like the markets are just absolutely getting annihilated right now. So I may have to pick up some more after this video is done. Luckily, I did take some profits on Microvision and Mara right before this. Man, that was a perfect move. I sold like $500 each in both of those. I'm still bullish. I'm just taking some profits, just protecting my portfolio, taking a little bit off the table, reducing the risk a little bit. That's all I'm doing. But as far as Resonant, I got one share at average price of 4.6. So this is actually a really good company. There's not really much to go over in the technicals. There's not anything flashy here. RSI, we're pretty neutral. Daily RSI, we're neutral. 44, okay, 44. Moving averages, you got everything you want. There's nothing really interesting here, I would say, in my opinion. But what is interesting is this. Okay, now I know we usually do more. Okay, let's just look at some other indicators real quick. Okay, on the daily, we're about to get confirmation. Bullish sentiment will be represented soon for the stock once the signal line crosses below. There's not much else to say. Bollinger Bands, maximize this real quick. Hey, middle Bollinger Band, you got everything you want. Okay, $5 is above $5 is where the middle Bollinger Band is trading at. We're trading below 5 right now. That's plenty of upside. We just broke out of this descending resistance line. Okay, there's nothing interesting here, in my opinion, right? But this is what is actually interesting over here. This is what is actually interesting. But firstly, insider ownership. We're looking amazing. We're looking at 21%. This is absolutely amazing. 21% of the shares outstanding is owned by insider or owned by insiders. Institutional ownership, 41% of the shares outstanding are owned by insiders or institutions. 41%. That would be nice, right? That'd be insane. I don't know if I know of any stocks that actually have that and aren't like glitched out and just completely wrong like this stat right here, right? But this is bullish. This is bullish. Very bullish. Fact checking that with the FinViz, as much of a fact check as we can get as us retail investors. We don't have access, unfortunately, to 100% reliable information. Okay, that doesn't really exist in life, really, not very often at least. So take this for what it is, right? Insider ownership does not add up at all, right? 21%, and this is 2%, right? I don't know. I'd like to say what I usually do is just take both of them and maybe just take the difference. If one of them is like, I don't know if that made sense, but 2%, 20%, go in the middle, right? 10% roughly. Okay, 5%, 10%, 15%, somewhere in there. That's usually what I would do. So 42% institutional ownership, that does check out. But this is what is interesting. This right here, the due diligence. All right. Basically, I'm going to link this. All right. It's got some very good information in here, in my opinion, right? And this can all be wrong. But basically, when 5G comes around, these guys are basically, their technology is basically essential for the high speed and reliable internet and functionality for iPhones and phones for when they use 5G. They basically 5G. They need these guys' technology so they can actually get some benefits, right? They will get a lot of benefits from using these from RESN's technology. Okay, now I know that was not the most articulate, right? I actually just looked at this stock today, right? I've been following this stock for like a month. Not like following it, but watching the price action just to see if there's any attractive entry points. So then I could maybe go do some DD and see if it was worth actually getting a position into the stock. And now, obviously this is good. Let's see if the markets are still dumping. Oh my gosh, we're still dumping. Yeah, this may be a very good entry point for RESN. Now I got it when it was like 5% down today. It's going back there, so maybe a really nice entry point for RESN. But long term, guys, this is probably a good entry point in my opinion for this stock. Obviously, I'm not as bullish on it as I am on the others, right? This is not. I'm not a huge 5G guy, but the market is undeniable, right? Phones are they're gonna be doing a lot of good things, not good things necessarily, but they're gonna be doing a lot of things, getting a lot of sales. So this will be linked if you want to take a closer look at that. All right, current positions. All right. So for Myers, April 7th price target is $23. Bear case 40, bull case 50 to 60 by the end of the year, of course. This one is, I think Myers is in the best entry point. It is in the best buy zone out of any stocks that we have right now. In my opinion, it looks like we are bouncing. Let's see if this one is actually going to be stable and actually be a reversal, right? We'll see. We will see. Yeah, Myers is in a great buy zone. That's why I have 1,000 zeros here, right? Resonant, resonant or resonant? I think it's resonant. I don't know. I don't have the price charts yet for this. I don't know if I'll do. I don't know if this is going to become a long-term position for me. There's so many good stocks right now, and everything is fairly cheap. Everything's running up fairly nicely, or at least it was today. Now, okay, looks like we are bouncing. Okay, well, this does look like it's going to be probably a confirmed reversal if we can break through this level right here. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a position of mine or not for sure. We'll just have to see because there's so many good stocks. But my price targets are not there yet. Let me know if you guys like these stocks. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you disagree with my price targets or not. And by the way, I can be wrong on any of this. And if you make an investment decision, you get in one of these stocks and it doesn't go well, I don't, you can come crying to me, but don't expect any sympathy. It's not my decision for you to invest in a stock. It's yours. Okay. Relevant information in regards to the title is finished now. Feel free to click off. You have more things to do. This is the part while we do stuff that most YouTubers do in the first 5 seconds, plus cool stuff as well. Merch/Patreon. These are coming soon. Be expecting these soon. I'm working on them. They'll be out soon. YouTubers. All right, some quick YouTubers that are actually fairly trustworthy, because in the stock community, you got to be really careful on who you listen to. You got to be really careful. I'm not going to name the bad ones because I don't want to. I know there's a lot of fans of, especially a couple, especially one that are not they're not the best guy. Mentors in my opinion to young investors who are just beginners in my opinion. But I'm not going to do that because the fan base would rip me to shreds probably, even if I presented it in an innocuous and factual, objective way. It doesn't matter. That's just how the world is today. A lot of times, that's all right. But some good ones, some good YouTubers. Zip Trader is pretty good. Dead Inside is pretty good, and Trades is pretty good. Those are all good YouTubers that you can trust more than the other ones. And of course, excluding me, I'm the best. Of course, you guys know I'm the best. Come on now. Come on. No one is as transparent as me. We're going to be doing very well. Okay, yeah, we are. It looks like we are breaking out. Looks like the markets are breaking out. BrandonBallsYao.com. That's where you want to send your serious suggestions or questions. I will make mistakes, guys. Do not expect perfection from me, yourself, or anyone. Okay, don't expect me to get everything right. All right, these two recent trades, they could be horrible. All right, they could be horrible. So don't expect perfection. All right, there's always a chance. You have to risk things in order to get a reward. Right, risk reward. Right, if you have low risk, there's not much reward. Right. Anything in life that's worthwhile is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, and a lot of times it's going to involve risk. Every time it's going to involve risk. There's risk in everything you do, believe it or not, to some extent. Use several brokers. If you want to use Webull, that's the one that I'm using for the technical analysis. That's my account, right? This is Webull. It's amazing. It's the best broker, in my opinion, by far. If you want to get free stocks with them, link in the description. Also, they just did a promotion today where you can earn money through a paper trading competition. This is what I was talking about in my Webull video. If you want to check that out, that goes more in depth on why Webull is the best. But they literally are doing a competition today that you can earn free money on. All right, no other broker does this kind of stuff consistently, in my opinion. That's not the main reason. That's not even close to the main reason, but that's a reason why Webull is the best. Our business model is never going to change. Bionet to the moon. Let's see what Bionano is doing right now. Yeah, we got rejected perfectly. Okay, this isn't a Bionano video, but I'm not bragging. But yeah, we did. Our technicals did perfectly get validated so far. I find your lack of faith disturbing. I don't like my Darth Vader. My Darth Vader needs some work. All of my actions need some work. What am I talking about? It's not financial advice, guys. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the next one.